I want to take you back in time. I want to take you back to the first day of class of fall 2017. The course is Microeconomic Principles, and I am just about to ask my students to solve their first economics problem of the semester. Economics, as you probably all know, studies choices under scarcity. Class time is scarce. How do students want to spend it? Is it A, by tackling stuff that they can easily learn by themselves, things like facts or definitions? Or is it challenging stuff that they can really benefit from my expertise, things like applying the material to new situations, new contexts? That day, I ask students to vote with their feet, and that is to stand on the side of the room that corresponds to their choice. Those were some very long seconds. But every student in class that day, and every student in every class that I have asked this question, chooses the same option, except for one student this semester. They all choose option B. And it is at that moment that students buy into the idea of being in a flipped course, one that is taught using adaptive technology and active learning. Now, if you're unfamiliar with flipped instruction, know that basic acquisition of knowledge gets moved outside of the class. So we spend our time together solving exercises. This is what my course looks like. And you may think of it as having three main moments: what happens before class, what happens during class, and what happens after class. Before class, this is when students first come into contact with the material. This is the instruction part. I use a platform, a learning platform that we in the department developed with the publisher Cengage. We took an existing textbook of microeconomics principles written by Greg Mankiw in Harvard, and we chunked it into these bite-sized pieces according to what we wanted students to be able to do, and that is by learning objective. We filmed videos and we embedded them in the platform. We created exercises that students need to solve so they practice. That's that bike symbol over there, and they also know what they know. For those moments that they know that they don't know, there's remedial help and more practice, more exercises. Finally, to guarantee that students do come to class prepared and ready to engage with the material, there's a graded assignment due before the lesson. Speaking of the lesson, we spend our time together solving exercises. Again, the bike symbol over there. This is all about active learning. We spend our time together solving exercises, and these get more complex as we progress through the lesson. I use instant response systems, clickers, so I always know what the students know, and I can jump in after mini lectures if they need. Now, I no longer spend time lecturing on basic things like the law of demand. Instead, I spend time practicing, recognizing instances of the law of demand at work. I spend time recognizing whether it's changes in demand doing the work. Real-world exercises drive these problems. They make the students think critically about the material, and they make it meaningful, and they make it memorable. Who doesn't like playing a game of spot the differences? Here, students compare and contrast the two graphs, and they have to identify the market structure. I can hear my colleagues there already. Yeah, I know what that is. So 5 virtual points to you if you can tell that the one on the left is a market that's a monopoly, and then the one on the right, there's a firm in monopolistic competition. And then finally, homework, more practice, and exams measure learning. Speaking of exams, I want to show you something. These are my test scores in 3 midterm exams in my course, in 3 moments in time. In gray, you have fall 2016. This is my baseline, a lecture-based course. In gold and maroon, you have my flipped courses, taught in fall 17 and fall 18. Guys, mean scores and median scores go up. Now, I was a bit disappointed. You see, fall 18 scores dropped a little bit, but that was only until I saw my withdrawal rates. Attrition fell down dramatically from 15% to about 2%. So students are learning more, and more students are learning more. I want to finish by telling you, if you guys are tempted to do this in your own courses, there are 3 things that you guys should keep in mind. First, start small. Flip a lesson, a topic that you feel very passionate about, something you've always wanted to teach with hands-on activities, but never had the time. Second, begin with the end in mind. Identify clearly what you want your students to be able to do, and then align your assessments, activities, and instructional activities with those objectives. And third, remember, economists, right? People respond to incentives. Make it costly to come to class unprepared and have a graded assignment due before the lesson. Thank you.